Okay, we've got some colder nights forecast now, and our tree ferns are going to need a little bit of protection. They're fairly hardy, but what you've got to remember with tree ferns is that the growing point is in the top of the trunk. The top 50 centimetres of the trunk really needs some protection. First thing we're going to do is to protect the very middle of the crown. Now what you could do is get some leaves or straw and just pack them into this cavity in the middle. What we're going to use though is horticultural fleece. So what we'll do is I'm just going to poke this in here. It's going to fill that cavity, and then when the weather gets really cold and we get snow and ice, it's going to stop that from freezing solid in there and causing damage. So a nice tight ball of this, and that's the first stage. What we need to do then is to tie up the fronds. This is quite an upright one, which is going to make life a bit easier, but what we'll do is put 2 or maybe 3 bands of twine and just tie these leaves up. Again, that's really with snow in mind. It will help shed off that and stop it accumulating at the top of the trunk, which is, let's say, the part you really want to protect. What we'll do then is protect this part of the trunk. What some people do is create a cage with maybe chicken mesh and poke leaves and straw around it. But what we've got, and what we find is easier, we've got this material which is actually for lining hanging baskets, and it's natural materials, it's wool, and it's a really good insulating layer. So we're going to fold it double, pull it round the top of the tree, nice thick layer, and then we're going to tighten it and make sure it's nice and secure. Okay, so here's our finished wrapped tree fern. So we've got the insulating layer around the top 50 centimetres tied nice and securely with some garden twine. This just extends slightly up the leaves. In the middle there we've got the horticultural fleece, so a nice ball of that, and we've tied up the fronds to help shed off any snow. So hopefully we're going to avoid any build-up of ice and snow in the middle. What we might want to do is just put a little bit more fleece in here if it gets really cold, just so it's nice and solid. But this is what we're looking for. A point I should just make is that if it gets to -5 or colder, these glossy green leaves are going to turn black. That's completely normal, and what we'll do is in the spring, when the new leaves start to come through, these will get cut off. So don't worry if they turn colour. Say that's perfectly normal. So that's all you need to do to protect your tree fern.